All right, guys, how you doing? Hopefully things are going well. What I wanted to do is I wanted to answer some questions. Oftentimes people ask me things like, hey, why on earth are you doing, or what on earth are you doing now? Because it can seem like from time to time, when you're an entrepreneur, you go through challenges and changes, but where you start isn't necessarily where you stay. And if you've been listening to the podcast for any length of time, I know you've heard me say that at least once, probably more than that. Here's the thing. What it comes down to, though, is that for each one of us, we all have these things that we want to become. We all have these things that we want to do. We want to become bigger, better, badder versions of ourselves. And one of the reasons that Cashflow Diary exists is specifically to help individuals become those bigger, badder versions of themselves. And that's a lot of why the channel exists, but most importantly, why we continue to strive to bring you the absolute best information, and most importantly, help you understand how real estate strategies work together. I've had the privilege of helping all kinds of individuals in many different genres and classes from many different backgrounds do real estate in various different times, at various different kinds. You guys know this. We've done single family houses. We've done mortgage notes. We've brokered them. We've held them. We've helped people do apartment buildings, big and small. We've even done commercial properties as well as cell phone towers. Here's the thing, and this is what I've learned. A number of you out there want to get into real estate and you want to make some great things happen. And we want those great things to happen for you. However, in order to help you make those great things happen, occasionally what's necessary is some change. Well, in this case, I mean some pocket change. Money is exactly what I'm referring to, because one of the biggest things that we've continually seen over and over and over again that is preventing a number of you from being able to go out there and do real estate. And what you guys email us is you tell us, hey, I would do real estate if I just had the money, or I would do more of these things. And I get that, and I understand that. And here's the crazy part. The crazy part is we want that for you. We want you out there doing more real estate all the time. That's our goal, is to help you get those things and make that happen. Here's the challenge. The challenge is we've got to work together to make sure that you not only have the capital, but you also have the experience. And fortunately, what happened a number of years ago is that one of the students came to me and said, hey, here's this strategy. It's short-term rentals. We raised capital, but we didn't do what you said. We did this. And what has happened is that many of you have noticed that we started talking about short-term rentals, and it's what we do. And we've got a decent portfolio for ourselves, and we've helped a lot of people do the same thing. In fact, one of the things that you're going to see over the next couple of days and weeks, and if you continue to go through the playlist and if you're on the email list, you're going to get all of this information. But we're going to make sure that you understand how short-term rentals work, but most importantly, how they lead you to being able to become a bigger, better, badder landlord, so that you have the ability to hold real estate long-term in any country you want to. But most importantly, you can do so regardless of where you're starting from today. That's been the most exciting part, is that it doesn't really matter where you're from, what you have. It just matters that you are willing to learn. Now, as you check in the links below, you'll be able to see an invitation to a presentation. But before we even talk about that, what I want you to do is that I want to introduce you to one of our students who's been able to make that transition. But I don't want you to hear it from me. I want you to hear it from her in her own words.
Real estate has always been something that I knew that I wanted to get into. I have always wanted to be my own boss. I've always wanted to do my own thing. I've always wanted to take my own path and be responsible for my own destiny. In my current position, I 100% feel held back. Could I get cost of living increases occasionally or bonuses here and there? Absolutely. But I would be working harder every day to put money into someone else's pocket. And I had that realization one day where None of us know if Social Security is going to be there when we're in our 60s, 70s. People are working until they're 70 years old just to make whatever Social Security has to give them at 70. I do not want to be that person. I feel like I have so much more to give and so much more to learn, and I just feel like at this point in my life, still being in a place where I can make those changes, and I have a husband and a family that supports those changes, I need to take those risks and those chances for our future.
All right, Charlie Bucket, you ready to drive around, see if we can find some for rent signs? Kill a little bit of time and work while we're waiting for brother to finish water polo? Let's roll.
You can't put a price on time, in my opinion. Money is great, absolutely, everyone wants it, but something that we would rather be rich in is time.
You see any yet? Oh, there's a for sale.
I think we have a little bit on this block.
Jackpot.
I think that if someone would have told me a year ago that I would be currently where I am now, I wouldn't have believed them, because I would have thought that doing something like this would take hundreds of thousands of dollars and would take, a real estate license, a broker's license. I had no clue that there were as many opportunities in real estate as I do now in the few short months that I've really studied it. Learning about short-term rentals gave me the confidence that I needed in order to know that I was going to be okay. Since starting the short-term rental mastermind just a few short months ago, we have built a portfolio of almost 4 units now. Our 4th unit will be live here in just the next couple weeks. And that's from knowing nothing to securing our first lease to now being in the process of, securing our 4th lease. We have no plans on stopping anytime soon. We have a goal in mind for the end of 2018 to have 20 units online, and hopefully we blow that goal out of the water. This is going to be an avenue where I can provide financial freedom for my family much quicker than I could doing a lot of things out there, including sitting behind a desk. Absolutely. And it's going to create passive income for my family, which is more important. Knowing that you can do it without having to own, knowing that you could do it without having to have hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank, knowing that you could do it with a proven system and models that work and materials that you could study to make it happen, it was a no-brainer after that. And that's really what had us making that final push. Like, this is it. This is what we're doing. All in. Don't hold anything back. We're gonna hit this one out of the park. Going up?
Yeah.
Okay. This in no way, shape, or form is a shortcut to wealth. It is hard work. It's going to require you to study and to know exactly what you want to do before you do it. But if you want it bad enough, you're gonna find the time to do it. And that's exactly what I do.
Perfect. It's locked.
My current schedule is crazy. My schedule without trying to start my own business was crazy. So add in the fact that I have been trying to build my own business, and it just takes it to a whole nother level. Being part of a mastermind with Jay is like being part of a family. I never feel like there's a time where I can't reach out to him and ask him a question and he wouldn't answer it immediately. I mean, we are part of a Facebook group that we are constantly asking questions back and forth to one another, or calling him out specifically on a question that we feel like he's going to be the one to answer. And he's answering within minutes. He's just never more than a message away. And that's such a cool feeling, because there are questions that come up constantly with this. And what's really cool is that everything that he's teaching us, he's done. And I truly appreciate that from him as a teacher and a mentor, because there's a lot of people that would just recommend based on what they've heard, or, without proving it first. He is not that person. He has taken the time to fail so that we can succeed. There are so many ways that you can do this if you know how to do it. And I would say that that's what's holding most people back, is a lack of knowledge and understanding of how simple it could be if you take the time to learn it, and then if you implement what you're learning into your practices. That's what keeps me going right now through these long days. And that's what keeps me committed, is knowing that there is going to be such a bright light at the end of this tunnel. I mean, I'm already seeing it. Just months in, just working the system and seeing the results so quickly is what keeps me going, is what keeps me excited. Because all I had to do was see that it can be done. We have goals in mind. We're going to hit those goals, and we're going to hit them hard, and hopefully we're even going to surpass those goals because we've been given everything that we need to do so.